Frank continued to read Mystery in San Francisco. Chapter 6. The Game. One afternoon, Susan took the Moreno children to Washington Square. They played in the small playground. Then they went to the duck pond. The children liked feeding the ducks in the pond, but the ducks were not hungry. "Susie, why aren't the ducks eating the bread?" asked little Sally Moreno. "I don't know. It's strange. They are usually hungry. The fish aren't hungry either," said Susan. "Well, it's 5:30, and it's time to go home." The next morning, there was a big crowd at Washington Square. Jim, Brian, and Susan were there with many other people. Everyone was at the duck pond. Some of the ducks were dead and others were sick. Lots of fish were dead too. "This is terrible," said Susan. "Someone poisoned those poor ducks," said Jim. At that moment, the bus came and the students got on. On the bus, everyone continued talking about the ducks. Early the next morning, Jim's grandfather bought a newspaper. During breakfast, this is what they read: "Dead ducks at Popular City Square. 8 ducks and many fish were found dead in the pond in Washington Square yesterday morning. Only last week, people came to see the general festival. It was a great success. A scientist analyzed the grass and the water in the pond and found a high quantity of a new chemical. The new chemical is similar to Greenex, but it is more toxic. Greenex was a popular fertilizer 20 years ago. It is illegal to use it today," the scientist said. "The volunteer organization Help Hands is now looking after the sick ducks. Volunteers can call this number 392-0369. The San Francisco Police Department are investigating the case." Explain the word. Poisoner. Give a dangerous substance. Fertilizer. This substance helps plants to grow. "Wow!" exclaimed Jim. "This mysterious new chemical is responsible for the green grass. So someone created a new fertilizer and it's toxic." What irresponsible people," said Jim's grandfather. "Think of the children. They play in Washington Square." On Thursday evening, Jim and Brian were at Susan's house. "This fertilizer thing is so strange. Maybe it's a mad scientist," said Brian. "Maybe they can make a lot of money with this new fertilizer," said Jim. "Yes, a lot of money. And they'll poison all the animals," said Brian. Susan was quiet for a few minutes. Then she said, "I want to solve this mystery. I think there's a connection between the Stewart Mansion and this fertilizer, but I don't know." On Friday evening, Susan went to see her brother's football game. It was San Francisco University versus Monterey University. Tom was a good player. The stadium was almost full. Susan found a good seat to watch the game. Susan liked football games. She always went to watch her brother play. It was a cold night, and she put her hands in her pocket. I'm glad I have a warm jacket, she thought. Then she looked at her watch. It was almost 8:30. It was time for the big game to start. She was excited. Suddenly, two people behind her started talking about Washington Square, but she could not hear all of their conversation because there was lots of noise. She listened carefully. Can't test anymore. Not now, said one young woman. Too dangerous, said the other. These people know something, thought Susan. She continued listening, but she did not look at them. It's illegal, but the experiment almost finished, said one's voice. All right, on Lombard Street, said other voice. Lombard Street. The Stewart mansion is on Lombard Street. So, there is a connection between the mansion and Washington Square, Susan thought. Suddenly, she understood. I must tell Jim and Brian, she thought. She was very excited and looked at her watch. The game finished on time, and San Francisco University won. After the game, she phoned Jim. She told him about the conversation between the two young women. You are a great detective, Susan. You're right. It's that secret laboratory, says Jim. Let's tell police immediately, says Susan. Yes, that's the right thing to do. Tomorrow's Saturday. Let's meet earlier in the morning, said Jim. I'll call the supermarket and tell them I can't work. Okay, said Susan. I'll call Brian now. It's good lucky I went to Tom's football game, she thought. Something about real life, natural resource, and pollution. Natural resources are the most important things on our planet. We cannot live without them. There are many kinds of natural resources: light, air, water, soil, plants, and wildlife are all natural resources. Water is an essential natural resource. Water is becoming scarce, and many people continue to waste it, especially in Western countries. In many countries, people do not have enough. Sometimes people die in these countries because they cannot find clean water to drink. Air is another essential natural resource. Cars, factories, and toxic chemicals all create air pollution. Pollution damages the quality of our air, especially in big cities. This means that some children and adults have problems when they breathe. Air pollution also contaminates the rain because of the large quantity of acids. Acid rain can destroy forests. Explain the word pollution. Contamination of the environment, waste, used in acids when not necessary. Our plants and wildlife are in danger too. Trees give us the oxygen we breathe, but people do not always respect our forests or wildlife. People cut down many trees every year to make paper and other things. When we use pesticide, they go into the soil. This is dangerous because we eat food from soil. Fire can also destroy plants and wildlife. Some people are careless and create fires. Sometimes these fires burn for several days. They destroy trees and kill a lot of animals and birds. So, if we want to help conserve our natural resources, we must be careful and look after the environment. We must not use too much water. When we are outside, we must not drop things in the street or throw things in rivers or in the sea. Remember, we can help conserve our natural resources only when we work together. Thanks for listening.